So my voice sounds a bit different today because in spite of the good weather, I actually managed to get sick. So apologies for that. Today I wanted to talk to you about the Erasmus program. The Erasmus program, most of you should be familiar with, funds students to go and do an exchange, half a year exchange in a different university in Europe. But Erasmus Plus is the whole program. So as you may know, in May of this year, the European Commission announced that in the upcoming budget, it suggests an increase in the Erasmus Plus budget to 30 billion euros. Now, the Erasmus Plus, the plus of that comes from the fact that a few years ago, the European Union changed the program and added a bunch of projects in there and funds in there that previously weren't. One of them is Youth in Action. And Youth in Action was basically the fund of the European Commission that funded youth conferences, youth exchanges, young people organizing a conference, and then going to that. And it also added a program called Discover EU. Now, Discover EU, for those of you who are fiscally conservative, you'll love this. The European Union basically organizes a lottery and gives out for free train tickets, Interrail train tickets to 18 euros, so people who just turned 18. For those of you who don't know, Interrail tickets are fairly expensive train tickets that allow you to travel through Europe by train for a certain amount of time with one ticket. Now, prices vary. They can go up to 500 euros, and they basically just give them to random 18 euros. And the idea, of course, is to learn, for young people to learn about diversity, but in reality, it just, you love the EU because we fund your holidays. And so the Youth in Action program, which is the program that funds the conferences, was integrated into Erasmus Plus. So that now we see a big budget and we really have to go into the details to find out how much these conferences, these youth conferences cost. They fund programs such as the European Youth Parliament. So some of you might be familiar with this program. I've attended 3 conferences of those. It is not entirely publicly funded, but it does receive money from the European Commission, and you notice that quite interestingly, because about 90% of the participants are very, very, very for the European Union. No wonder, because the food, the accommodation, part of their travel, the conference itself was funded by the EU, and of course, all you get out of these conferences is people loving the European Union. No surprise there. And I'm not really criticizing students to travel for free or to conference, to be sent to a conference. Be hypocritical, because I do the same. The difference with the programs that I attend now is that the people who donated money for me to go to conferences did so voluntarily. And that is a very different relationship, because now the people who go to these youth conferences, what they ask is for people to be obligated to fund the conference, during which most of the time they ask for people to give more money in taxes. So you just have to imagine the temerity of somebody who's 17 years old, who does pay taxes, because VAT and excise tax, there are taxes, but who's never paid a cent in income tax, gets sent for free to a conference by people who had to pay for it, and then ask for these people to contribute even more. And that, of course, they describe as a great example of European integration. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think these people should receive any money whatsoever. If you want to go to a conference, find somebody who sponsors you privately. And if nobody sponsors you privately, maybe your conference shouldn't exist in the first place. That's pretty much what my position is on this. Same goes with Interrail tickets. If you want to travel cheaply to a different country, there's a lot of low-cost airlines. I took a round trip to Bulgaria from Brussels here for 20 euros with Ryanair. By the way, Ryanair, if you want to sponsor me, please do. I'm making free ads here. And so, yeah, it's not a problem whatsoever. You want to travel for not that much. It's really doable these days. You don't need the EU to do that. So yeah, that's my position on this topic. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.